So if you're drained after the last 50 people have just chewed you up, spat you out, told you to fuck off, the dog's chasing you, then you're not going to be able to sell to the customer that actually will buy if you pitch them correctly. You're doing all that, I started doing that, and then eventually... So I was recently watching a clip of the Patrick Bet-David podcast with Andrew Tate again, and he talks about his experience when he was like 19 to 21, where he was working a door-to-door job, and I'll put the clip up now.
If you're a master communicator, you do fantastic in sales. You'll kill sales. You'll absolutely destroy sales if you're a master communicator. Not many people know this, but I used to sell windows. You know the old school knock on the door? Windows sales. I did Windows sales for 2 or 3 years, and I'd say this is one of the hardest jobs you could possibly do. And I would always recommend a young man, if he has some time to waste, to go sell windows. And the reason, it's fantastic, because I'll tell you why. It's the hardest one to sell because, 1, nobody wants them. 2, they don't know who you are. And 3, even if you convince them that they need windows, after them not knowing who you are, then they go to all your competitors and then it becomes a price war. It's a nightmare. It's the hardest sales job.
So in this clip, he says that every young man should, if they have some time to waste, they should do a door-to-door sales job. Now, I know for me it's made a massive impact on my life personally. After I graduated from university, from Russell Group University, studying economics, I decided that I didn't actually want to do what the given career choices were for me. So I thought, what should I do? And then I ended up working a door-to-door sales job. Now, working a door-to-door sales job, if you're a young man, I would highly recommend, and I completely understand why Tate recommends it as well. The things you learn on that job are invaluable. You will not be able to learn those lessons sitting in a classroom in university, regurgitating textbooks of some old man's theories from 50 years ago. So, getting a door-to-door sales job, what did I actually learn? So first of all, before I do that, you actually learn what sales actually is. So before I started sales, I was under the impression that sales is like you're pushing a product down someone's throat and you're like, my product does this, look at the XYZ feature of it, and it does this and it does that. From working in sales, I realised that sales is actually relating to the pain points of the consumer, of the customer. So they don't care about the features of your product. They just care about the problem that you can solve for them. So it's very similar to business. So what is a business? A business is solving the problems of other people. Now, sales is making them realize they have a problem so you can give them the solution. So it's very similar, very similar. So learning door-to-door sales, what did I actually learn? So good question. So first of all, with it being a commission-only job, where if you make no sales, you make no money. First of all, it teaches you resilience, because the amount of times I hadn't made a sale, but then I had to go to, and it was only Monday, and I'd have to like change my mindset. I have to force myself to be positive. I'd have to, work on myself to actually push myself forward so I can carry on working in this hunt what you kill kind of job. So it teaches you resilience. Another way it teaches you resilience is, I'll explain it a little bit for the people who don't know what it is. So you'll go to a territory, we call it TES. So you go to a TES, maybe an hour away, and you'll have this like a map. The admin team will give you a map, and so that map will have like a whole area in it, and you just need to do 100 houses in that area and then do 3 laps of it. And essentially your target is to speak to 100 people a day. Now, if you're speaking to 100 people a day, how many sales do you think you're going to make? Well, I'll tell you what I thought. I thought I was going to make like 8 sales a day before I started. Boy, was I surprised how hard it actually was. My gig was representing charities as well, so I was knocking on people's doors trying to get them to sign up for like charities and stuff like that. And the thing with charities, nobody wants to give money to charities. So they say, oh, how do you give to charities and all this and all that. So it's a really hard sell, first of all. If you're knocking on 100 doors a day, expect to make between 1 to 5. Five is a lot. 5 is a lot. So if you're only making that many sales, you have to face 95 rejections. So some of those rejections will be just, no, I'm not interested. Some of those rejections will be, no, I'm not interested, go away. I'm currently doing door-to-door sales again right now, but for a different gig. So I'm doing it for boilers, so I sell boilers to people, which is much easier to sell than charities, but yeah, it is still very tough. But yeah, the resilience that you learn as a young person is unmatched. It makes you way more thicker skinned. I remember coming back from this was on my second week of doing door-to-door sales in June last year. So I came back, and then my mum picked me up from town because I'm not driving. So she picked me up, and I can't remember what she was just yabbing on at me, like, you know, like mums do sometimes. And because I'd had such a like eventful day where like so many people had rejected me, so many people had chewed me up and spat me out basically, and I just didn't care. So yeah, when my mum was going on at me, I just didn't care, and she was kind of surprised because I think she knew what she was doing, but I just didn't care. Like, I just had a really hard day. Now I've just got another one. It's no different to all the other rejections you've just faced on the doors. In fact, it's exactly the same thing. So yeah, that definitely made me a lot more thick-skinned. Okay, so another story I've got for you is I think this is in my first or second week of doing door-to-door sales as well. So I hadn't made a sale yet, and I was really struggling, and it was a really hot day. We'd only knocked about 20 doors. Oh no, wait, I think we'd done our first lap, sorry, and I hadn't made a sale yet. So I've knocked on 100 doors, not made a sale yet. What the fuck's going on? I'd been reading this book by Brian Tracy. I forget the title of it, but it said something really valuable in that book. And it said that, me saying out loud, it seems quite cringe, but it actually works. So if you say, I like myself, I like myself, I like myself, you need to pump yourself back up with energy, so that when you're at the doors, you can actually speak to the people that want that you can actually sell to, and sell to them properly. Because otherwise, so if you're drained after the last 50 people have just chewed you up, spat you out, told you to fuck off, the dog's chasing you, then you're not going to be able to sell to the customer that actually will buy if you pitch them correctly. So I started saying that to myself because I was feeling really negged out. I was feeling really down. Plus you're by yourself as well, so you don't have any of your colleagues to pick you up in some random place, and flies are on your face, you're sweating, you're carrying this bag, and your arm's hurting. So you're doing all that. I started doing that, and then eventually I got a fucking sale, and I was like, oh my god, it really is all about mindset. It just proved to me that it's all about your mental up here. If you can control that, then you can control your outcomes with precision. The weather can often not be on your side, and you've just got to. I'm tripping, bro. Let me have a coffee break. So this is coffee, this is collagen, and this is Shilajit, the holy trifecta.
A few minutes later.
Okay, so yeah, the weather is another big factor in door-to-door sales. I remember when I left my door-to-door sales job, the first one, the charity gig. I left it after about 3 months, and I was only one of 3 people still left in my cohort of 10 people who started. Like every few days, someone from my cohort, it felt like they were just dropping off because they couldn't handle it, and it's not what they signed up for, and they weren't getting the results as quickly as they wanted to. So yeah, it is definitely character building. Like, I know a lot of you spurgs out there, like sitting indoors, playing video games, not gaining any real world skills. This will actually help you. Like, if there was a uni degree on this, like, you should do this, but there's not. So just get a fucking door-to-door sales job, commission only. You eat what you kill, and it will give you skills for the rest of your life that you can carry over and take with you wherever you want. Whether you want to open your own business, whether you want to fucking, I don't know, whether you actually want to go pursue sales even deeper, whether you need to use it for networking, whether you're trying to find a partner. Literally, it is limitless, the amount of things you can use it for. So yeah. Oh yeah, so here's another story, right? Kind of tied into me learning what sales actually is. Sales is not actually just pushing a product down someone's throat. You're addressing certain pain points and or if they don't have the pain points, or if they don't think they have the pain points, you need to make them realize that they have the pain points. So, this is kind of manipulative, but I'm gonna say it. So, I had work the next day one time. This was in my old door-to-door job, and I didn't have time to make my own food. My mum was there, and she was about to go sleep. I don't want to say this. Yeah, fuck it. So she was getting ready for bed. She wasn't just about to go sleep, but she was like getting ready for bed, just tidying up downstairs, and like previously, if I'd asked her, "Oh, mum, can you make me some lunch for tomorrow, please?" She'd be like, "No, make it yourself. No, make it yourself." So I kind of learned, and I'd been doing sales at the time as well, and so I thought, let me change up the approach. I was like, have you made lunch for yourself tomorrow?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Oh, so do you not think you're gonna be really hungry tomorrow then? Like, you're not gonna be really unsatisfied because you've not had any proper food?" And then she's like, she started thinking, and she's like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right." I was like, "Mum, can you make mine as well, please?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'll make it. I'll make it." If I just asked her that, or can you make me them sandwiches, please, mum, for my lunch tomorrow? She would have been like, no. But I made her realise that she actually had a pain point, which she hadn't considered, which was actually a true pain point as well, because I remember times where she'd come home and complain that she'd not had any real food at work, and she just had like a few like biscuits or whatever, some processed fucking bullshit food, and it affected her like mentally and can't concentrate properly. So yeah, I said to her, "Well, won't you feel really hungry tomorrow if you don't make your lunch now and you just go sleep?" And she was like, she actually sat and thought. She's like, "Yeah, you're right." And then that's when I could ask, make mine as well. It's literally as simple as that, but these are the types of things you learn from doing sales. So now I've done door to door, and I've also done B2B as well. So I currently sell boilers doing door to door, but I also help SMMA owners with their sales skills, because I know a lot of you guys are very young, and you've not got the best sales skills. So I'm going to be trying to add more helpful tips for you guys on this channel, and hopefully I can help some of you guys out. So stay posted for more sales content, and yeah, join the channel. Woo!